Today we are checking out the Transformers Age of the Primes Star Optimus Prime.
Star Convoy appears in the Japanese exclusive story Return of Convoy, 1991, which followed Transformers Victory. In this continuity, Optimus Prime is revived using a new power source called the Zodiac. His upgraded form is called Star Convoy, symbolizing his rebirth as a more powerful Autobot leader.
So here we have Star Prime, and you know what? Right off the bat, he is very super robot. He is very Japanese. They did a great job in capturing the aesthetic, the proportions, the ridiculousness of it. It is awesome from a visual standpoint. It is very Gundam Wing, and then it's very Dino Megazord. Somehow I can't explain it, but like those two design, um, those two designed robos and mechas, if you will, share something in common with this design. Okay, let's check out articulation. That's as far up as his shoulders go. He can't quite do a T pose. But this will go full 360, of course. Full 360, of course. Head can do a full 360. He cannot look up. He can look down, but that's more because of the transformation into base mode. You do get a bend at the elbow. You can spin at the bicep here. The wrist does a full 360. The hands do move. The waist, you do get a full 360. The skirt pieces do move. You can get the legs to do a split. Thigh will spin 360. You could kick forward this far. You could kick back this far. The knee will only bend about that much. You do get a massive tilt inward at the toe. And of course, toe will go in, but that's more because of transformation, but you don't get any of it back. So that's articulation. All right, guys, I'm going to tell you right off the bat what I don't like from this figure. So they chose light piping, right? But you have to use a super strong light for it to work. So it doesn't really work, so it sucks. I would have preferred painted eyes, but hopefully and most likely Toy Hacks will get us a sticker set that will include, optional eyes. Two, the only solid parts of this figure are the arms, the thighs, this area, and this chest piece here. But the chest piece does feel hollow to a degree, and that sucks. And the feet feel very hollow, but that's because it has to double as a playset, so I understand that, but it's not very good. And then there was, the issue that did come up about the windows being assembled wrong. It's a non-issue. It's a lot like, the issue that the 86 Primes came with. If no one had told you you wouldn't have noticed. So I'm not even gonna bother fixing it because it's not super noticeable to me and it doesn't bug me. Um, the legs do concern me. The hollowness here is very thin plastic. Uh, I will not be storing the little trailer carrier van guy. Was it that MT13? I don't trust the plastic. I feel like this is going to easily break and get brittle. The connection pieces of this that clip on here, not very good. Not very good at all. But $50 cheaper. Okay, for accessories, he comes with all these blast effects. And then he comes with this hilt, which is actually a matrix if you look at it that way. And then he comes with the Zodiac. You could also use the other blast effect into the hilt to make a orange looking fire lightsaber thingy if you want. You could insert the blue blast effect into the hilt to make like this jumbo lightsaber. And if you wanted to, for some odd reason, you could insert the Zodiac into the hilts, just like that. Of course, he comes with his ion blaster or ion cannon, and it is proportioned to him. So this thing is huge. This thing is longer than this deluxe Transformers 1 Bumblebee. And he comes with this little bullet. You could load this tiny little bullet into his blaster here, like that. You could also put the bullet here at the end of a blast effect so it looks like it's firing out of the chamber if you wanted to. Okay, this little truck dude, I think his name is M2 or something like that, like MT13. I'm sorry, it's MT13. He's like a little carrier truck, and he's kind of cute. He has his little wheels that do roll. He's adorable. He's awesome. You can store the little core class hot rod that came with him, that came with Star Prime. You could also use MT13 with hot rod in this cool little weaponized mode here. Looks pretty cool. Here we have the cute little hot rod that comes with the Titan class figure. He's really awesome. He's really simple. He's really faithful, again, to the original. He's not too complicated, except this guy's not a Micromaster. This guy is a core class figure. So, yeah. Articulation, moves like that, moves like that. Can't really articulate the head. The arms over here are on a ball joint, so you can at least spin them. No wrist articulation, no articulation here. Kick that far back, kick that far back, bend at the knee, yeah. The little hot rod and his vehicle mode. It's really cute. Looks exactly like Hot Rod because it's Hot Rod. Little core class guy. Neat little wheels. Rolls pretty good. So yeah. This is what became of Roller. Apparently this is Roller. Yeah. And the old school toy, this was motorized. This is not motorized here. But he does have wheels that give him the ability to roll. And then, of course, you fold him up and he goes into his battle platform mode, which I'll show right now to show off the spinning turret. And then, of course, that becomes attached to Prime's base mode. The turret here does have a action feature, which you could spin this sucker and have him spinning around, just going crazy, just shooting, just getting everyone that pew pew action. And I gotta say, it was a big pain in the butt to put Hot Rod in there, but it's a neat play feature. Okay, so here we have the base mode, and historically, I am not a fan of the base modes, but you know what? It does what it set out to do. It is incredibly faithful to the original base mode. I'll try to put a picture up here somewhere of the original base mode, and it's incredibly faithful. But this is the mode that is responsible for a lot of the hollowness that we got was in order to pull off this base mode. So, we had to get the hollowness for it to be faithful. And it is pretty gnarly. You could attach all these blast effects that he came with to get your pew pew bang bang on. And it looks pretty cool. So if you like base mode, you'll enjoy this. Like I said, really faithful. Not for me, but it looks cool. An option for Hot Rod is you could have him sitting in there in the chest, like he's manning the entire battle operation, the little base here. And it's kind of funny. There's so much red that like you could barely see Hot Rod's arms and legs there. Zodiac stores in here. And also store Hot Rod in his vehicle mode. All right, so here we have him in this ridiculous armored truck mode, and this is just ridiculous. This is just insane looking, but you know what? Again, extremely accurate to the original G1 toy, um, original Japanese G1 toy. Very long. You got your tank treads here. You got this big old stripe with the Autobot logo, which is, like a tribute to the original trailer. Of course, you could store the weapons here. You could store his big ion blaster right here, the turret from the base mode. The turrets that are on his shoulders make this up. Um, it's really cool. It's really cool. These nice little pinned wheels that roll beautifully. The nice wheels right here on what becomes roller when he's separated from this entire section. He has nice wheels, they roll too. Um, he's a big, ridiculous truck, and you could certainly see where Armada Prime and its truck mode most likely got its DNA from. It probably got it from here, but this is a big, chunky truck. It's a big brick with wheels. And honestly, this feels like the most solid of the modes. You know what I mean? The most solid. Like this feels very heavy. This feels very dense. When it's in robot mode, you could tell there's hollowness in it. But when he's in this mode, he's nice and dense. So this might be the better mode in comparison to the robot mode and the base mode in terms of holding it. You know, But yeah, beautiful, just beautiful. That's all I could say about this. And of course, you could attach all your blast effects in there, etc., etc. Okay, so the instructions tell you, and in every other person's video, that you store this guy in here. So you got these ports right here that connect to these ports right here. But the problem is when you connect them in there, the ports get stuck. And since the plastic here is really flimsy, I'm not going to store it in there. I'm not going to put it in here. And I wouldn't suggest anyone do that because I'm pretty sure you're going to get stress marks here. This plastic is not strong enough to do that. If you want to do that, you want to run that risk, go ahead, but I'm not doing that. Another thing is when you're in this alt mode, the ramps come out, but this guy cannot roll out and he does not fit. But if you wanted to, you could put tiny little cars, Micromasters or, these little core class cars in there. Size comparisons for the little hot rod that came with Star Optimus. Here we have them with some core class figures. Here's core class. What's his face? Soundwave. G2 Megatron. Shockwave from the Bumblebee movie. Is this Shockwave from the... No, it's not the Bumblebee movie one, but it's a core class Shockwave. And then this guy. So yeah, he's a proper core class guy. Core class that no longer exists. Here we have the tiny hot rod in his vehicle mode. He's like a little bit over 2 inches long. Here's the MT-15 or MT-14 or 13. I forgot what it's called. This is the little MT van that comes with Star Optimus as well. This is how they compare to each other. This guy's like 4 inches long, or a little over 3 inches, I mean. He can fit right in there. And then also have core class Wheelie, which belongs to my son. And he is almost as long as this hot rod. Also can fit in that container van. And then we have the little core class Bumblebee. And this guy is not as long as Hot Rod or Wheelie. And he is too tall. Like, he's too tall to fit in here. Like, the top hits this. So he will not fit in this little container. Just for the hell of it. My little core class RC, which is way out of scale. And she is actually longer than Hot Rod. And she's too tall to fit inside the container. But if you wanted to, for whatever weird, strange reason, you could just put her in there sideways and she'd fit. But yeah, those are the size comparisons for these two guys. Here we have Star Prime next to Commander 86 Prime with his trailer. So yeah, there you go. So here we have him in his big armored truck mode thingy, whatever you want to call it, next to the Armada Prime's truck mode trailer tank thingy. And I think you could see the DNA of where the design language came from. Like Star Optimus really influenced Armada Prime. Here we have Star Prime next to Commander Jetfire. And man, this just gets the point across that Jetfire is huge. Because I feel like he's almost as long as a small Titan. Or was Jetfire the original small Titan? It's a good question. Okay, here we have Star Prime in his truck mode right next to Tidal Wave in its battleship mode. And yes, of course, Tidal Wave is bigger, he's longer, he's denser, but there's a $50 difference. And for the hell of it, here he is with the deluxe G1 Prime, and this is the smallest Prime I have because I do not have a core class Prime. So yeah. Okay, here we have Star Prime with Commander 86 Prime, who looks like a baby. Okay, here we have him next to Armada Prime in his super mode. Here he is next to Commander Jetfire. And here we have him with last year's Titan class Tidal Wave. Okay, final thoughts on Star Optimus Prime. Yes, the chest is hollow. Yes, the legs are hollow. But they had to be hollow in order to have the base mode. If we didn't have the base mode, then it would not be true to the original figure that this is paying homage to. He comes with a good amount of goodies. He comes with this little MT van guy. He comes with this little core class hot rod. He comes with blast effects, his weapon. Is he a true Titan class? No, he's more like a Commander class plus, if you ask me. With all that being said, this is a very fun figure. He is worth the $50 that were discounted from the $200 price point down to the $150. If you want to go ahead and wait on this guy, go ahead and wait on this guy. I'd imagine he'll get down to like 130 or 100. Definitely well worth every penny, if you ask me. You can go fun, you can go nuts, especially with the base mode if you have the little weapon masters from Siege. If you have mini cons, anything small that you can throw into this figure, especially in his base mode, you're going to get your money's worth. But with all that being said, let's go ahead and wrap this up, guys. Go ahead and do me a favor. Do all that good YouTube shit. Hit that like button and subscribe. Don't forget to tell a friend. And as always, smile, because the strongest smile through it all. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.